How's it going, everyone? ND Sean 45 here. Man, what a game that was today. The Irish get the victory in thrilling fashion with the 27-yard field goal by Kyle Brinza with 11 seconds to go. And I gotta tell you guys, I hate these close games. I hate watching them. I can't stand them. It's just too nerve-wracking, and every time I watch one, it's like feeling years come off my life from watching it. I can't stand them. But at the end of the day, as long as we came out of there with the W, and that's the only thing that matters. Now, this game today didn't go like I thought it would. As I said in my preview, I thought we would win by at least 2 touchdowns, and for a while it looked like we were going to do that. But, we start making mistakes, and, the outcome was a little bit different. But whatever, a win is a win. But this game today was definitely a wake-up call for us. Just a little taste of what the rest of our schedule is going to look like, especially when next week when we start getting into the beefy part of our schedule. Purdue came to play today. They brought their A game, and they made it tough on us. No disrespect to the Naval Academy, but it's clear that Purdue definitely has a better defense than they do. Now, some mistakes that I was noticing today, and these are things that we have to brush up on and we have to fix quickly. For starters, we had way too many missed tackles. You can't have that. This has always been a pet peeve of mine. I hate it when the defender tries to push the ball carrier down on the ground. Wrap him up and take him down. These are fundamentals that go back to high school. I just wrap up the ball carrier. Don't try to just push him down with your shoulder. I hate it when guys do that. So missed tackles, unacceptable. Another concerning stat was we allowed 5 sacks today. That can't happen either, especially when we have much better opponents coming up in the next few games. When you give up 5 sacks on a quarterback, the fact that he's alive to tell about it is just incredible. So protect the quarterback, guys. That is an absolute must. Another thing I noticed today was for a while there we were getting in self-destruct mode and committing too many penalties. We were making it hard on ourselves, guys. There was a play where it was, I believe, 3rd and a half yard. False start penalty, go back 5 yards. We just continue to make it tough on us. We can't do that, guys. We have to play smart football out there. And, not trying to take anything away from Purdue. I give them props. They played a good game today, and my hat's off to them. But I still think we didn't quite live up to our potential. We could have done a better job today. But aside from all the negatives, let's look at the positives. Everett Golson, despite the fact that he's still making his little mistakes of not getting the plays in on time and burning timeouts when we really could have used them. Like, for example, in the third half, we were out of all our timeouts by like 10 minutes to go in the game. Can't have that happening. But aside from that, Everett Golson did a great job today in his Notre Dame Stadium debut. I believe he was 20 of 31 on the day passing, 287 yards and 1 touchdown. Plus, he also had a touchdown on the ground. So this kid definitely shows the potential that everyone's been talking about. He was very crisp on a lot of his passes. From what I could see, he was missing some receivers, and he was missing some wide open receivers on top of that. So, but that's just where coaching comes into play and experience as well. Everett took some bumps today, and that's part of the learning process. But despite that, he still did well, and in my opinion, my player of the game definitely. Also, Tyler Eifert had a great game. I believe he had close to 100 yards receiving, somewhere in there. T.J. Jones did well also. Had a touchdown, nice touchdown reception that put us ahead. Got the momentum going at the time in that game, or at that time in the game, excuse me. And Robbie Toma, he came up in the clutch big time, especially at the end there. That was great. Defensive side of the ball, we're the corners. There's our cornerbacks, Bennett Jackson, Kavari Russell. They're continuing to take their bumps as well. But today, I thought was a big improvement over last week against Navy. They did a much better job staying on their man, on their coverage, and they still have a lot of work to do, but they're definitely heading in the right direction. I mean, shoot, Bennett Jackson had a pick today, so they definitely showed signs of life. That's for sure. But overall, I really thought we could have played a lot better than what we did today. Also the concerning factor was all the injuries that we had to some key guys like Capron Lewis Moore, Jamora Slaughter. I believe Tyler Eifert, the latest word that I heard was it was a slight concussion. And then Everett Golson at the end, which I believe it was a hand injury. These are some key losses. These were guys that we needed to have out on the field. So hopefully the injuries aren't anything serious. Just they take it light in practice this week. But like I said, these are all guys that we have to have out on the field, especially next week as we come to the meaty part of our schedule. But I'm sure myself, like most of you guys out there, I was scratching my head a little bit when I saw Tommy Reese come into the game. The announcers made a reference to a closing quarterback. Well, I'm sorry, this isn't baseball. Okay, there is no closing quarterback. But I can't complain. Tommy came in, did his job, and he got us in field goal position at the end for us to win the game. So I give credit where credit is due, and Tommy stepped up to the plate there. But still, though, I get why Kelly did what he did. If Golson was suffering from an injury at that time in the game, then he did what he had to do, and I respect that. But still, it was still a head scratcher, that's for sure. But anyway, despite the fact that of the mistakes that we made today and the things that we have to fix, especially for next week's game, we're moving in the right direction, I think. And this team can only get better, I think. I'm not trying to sound like a biased fan here, but they showed signs of life today, and they were definitely moving in the right direction. But it's as we come to the tough part of our schedule here, we have to play crisp, clean football. That's all there is to it. I mean, maybe I'm sounding pretty simple right now in my analyzation here, but that's the best way I know how to describe it. We have to play clean football. We have to protect the football. We have to play smart football. That's all there is to it. So, with that, guys, I really don't have much else to say. It's just great to see the Irish start 2-0. I saw that was the first time that they started 2-0 since the 2008 season. So let's keep it going, guys. Let's keep the victories coming early in this early season. But we still have a long season ahead of us, and so 1 week at a time, and we have to get better. That's all there is to it. So with that, guys. Next week, as all of you know, for those of you who've been watching me for the last 3 years, know that next week is the game that I dread. Okay, we head to East Lansing next week to play the Michigan State Spartans, and without going into great detail, I haven't decided next week what I'm going to do for that one. I know what I did last year for that game, and I still do actually regret that, believe it or not, because that is, when I look back on that, that is... I'm better than that, and I'm not going to do that again, that's for sure. But, I'm still debating whether or not to even make a video about that game, just because, like I said, this is next week's game. This is the game that I've been dreading for the last 3 years now, and I just, I know people are going to talk regardless. My past is always going to be there, unfortunately, and I get that, but if there's something I can do to keep it to a minimum, about the talk about me to a minimum, then I'm going to do that. But, we'll see. I've come to learn that there's a lot of good fans from that fan base out there that do want to hear my opinion, so we'll see. But if I don't make one, I'm sure most of you guys will understand. So, with that, guys, this is ND Sean 45. 2-0, baby. Let's keep it going next week. I'll catch you guys later.